Was good. What up, everybody? It's your boy, rather grown ass man, Ralph Anthony Garcia, also known as R4, the legal loyal, regal royal Ronin Ralph, your master of ceremonies, and I'd like to thank you, first of all, for taking moments of your impossible schedule to join me. All right? And here we are on another edition of Ralph Reads Raw and about to tackle the rampant phenomenon. Alright? But before we do that, let's just give a big shout to the members of the RGMC. Bo Nitro, salute to you. Power 3000, salute to you. Alasia Ross, hello. JJ, anything goes, hello. Danielle Cunningham, hi. Cameron Dukes, what up? Edward Simmons, salute to you. Mr. Light, hello. L Dog Cabal, what up though? CJ, how you doing? I've been a healer. Yeah, that's commendable. Pat Master, salute to you. Monster, what up? Damian Irving, how you doing, sir? BLE 007. Make sure that's shaken, not stirred. Just Being Kiki, what up, darling? Sherelle 5150, salute to you. Bella Easler, shout out to you, my dear, and the wonderful Easler family. Anthony Leach, salute to you. Calm, what up, my friend? Bernard Thomas, peace be upon you. Nana James, hello. Lisa Ward, big shout to you across the pond, right here from NYC. Marcus Valentine, salute to you, G. Tama, hello there. Mr. Fulltime, peace be upon you. Desjuan Manuel, peace. Beverly Jones, hello again, darling. Brian Latham, peace. Mr. T, you already day one. And the Ranters Union, Logic and Friends. Day one is right there too. Thank you all for joining me at the RGMC. And of course, those who are also looking out by purchasing banned episode monthly subscriptions. I am way too appreciative. Shout out to you, Pat Master. I see you. Now let me turn this off. Without further ado or further to do, let's begin. Boom. All right. New. Yep. And I gotta actually shut this down. So boom. Save project here. Boom. Get out. Boom. You gotta go. Yeah. Just wait for the mic to work. Okay, this is the third chapter. I'm going to be reading these chapter per chapter. That better not be another train, because this is the reason why I have to wait till now to record. Okay, now it's going to take its sweet time to... I should have closed this. I'm sorry. But anyway, while we wait on this, let's hang out for a while. Hey, who are y'all? Are y'all Elvis fans or are you Beatles fans? You could only be one or the other. Well, my answer's very easy. It ain't gonna be a guy singing about some damn little girl every time you see him talking. And Pat Master says, Beatles. Yes, sir. You and I rocking on the same boat. Beatles like a motherfucker. And yeah, we were discussing earlier in the week how we was loving that song, that they came out with, that Now and Then, right? Man, what a work of art. Now, within the last week, all I've been seeing is, clout chasers getting on their channel. And yeah, that's probably smart to do because the Beatles is the Beatles. But my take on that, and I'm pretty sure you might have seen a review or two, my take on the song is, all right, word, song made me tear up, said Pat Master. Bro, let me tell you, when I actually saw the documentary to the song first, the Now and Then documentary, and for y'all to have an in-depth look, y'all need to watch that. Y'all need to watch that, especially if you're Beatles fans, and that's what drew attention to me to watch. And as I watched, bro, I was sort of getting emotional. Long story short, they took a song made in the 70s, right, off an old demo tape John Lennon had, and later was given the demo to Paul McCartney by Yoko Ono. Now, Yoko Ono, my opinion, after all the quirkiness she put us all through, might have just made it up, right? She might have just made it up because, in giving this demo to Paul and the rest of the gang got together to try to make something happen. Ringo Starr, George Harrison, they was trying to make it happen way back in '95. Couldn't exactly get it done the way they wanted to. So, sadly, they abandoned the project altogether, way back when. Hence, nearly 30 years later, with all the AI technology they got going on now, it was possible for them to get it done this time. So, that's exactly what they did. It was a demo tape where Lennon's voice was was played along, or should I say a piano was played along with his voice, and the original trouble was trying to separate the piano from the voice, which they couldn't do back then, but in today's modern technology they were able to do. And what a job they did, separating the piano from the voice. Now, the one part people might not like about it is how, they basically chopped up the demo to not include a certain vamp verse within the original demo. For those that know about the original Now and Then demo John Lennon had done, will notice a missing part of that demo, not in the mainstream Now and Then song, which is, to me, is forgivable. It's forgivable. If you know the Now and Then demo and you're a true blue Beatles fan, you would actually understand why they did that. Okay? So with that being said, with all the work they put in years later, the instrumentation, the strings, etc. Basically Frankenstein in this track together. To come up with this, considering its history, considering the research we all made if you watch the documentary, it had to hit you hard, man. When I first heard the record in its entirety for the very first time, man, my eyes exploded, man. Like, I don't even mind telling you. Just killed me right in the feels. So yeah, sorry Elvis fans. If you're Elvis fans here on the channel, my bad. Elvis ain't gonna get played like that here. Not like my Beatles. Sorry. And with that being said, now and then, out of a possible 4, all 4, you know, my rating system's only 4 stars, you know, all 4, hence the name. All right, so that being said, man, let me just get this thing out of here. That track, I can listen to it right now and be emotional. The video itself, now, a lot of people didn't like the video, but apparently I am not part of that minority. I loved the video. I loved what they were trying to do, okay? And they did it well. It looked kind of kooky and silly, but my takeaway from that was that the song itself is so melancholic. Is that a word? Melancholic? Melancholy. Melancholia. The song itself, man, is just kind of sad, you know? Very depressing like. Yeah. I mean, we all know, John Lennon fans know. After him splitting from the Beatles, and when he tried to do his own thing, you notice his songs are rather dark. They are. You know, it's not like Paul McCartney when he was with Wings, or when Ringo Starr was doing his own thing, or when George Harrison was doing his own thing. They kind of had their own. Everybody had their own style, man. They surely did. Every last one of the Beatles each had their own style, man. They did. And when they came together with those individual styles, lent to such a better Beatles product. And Pap says, we love the video, while people love to hate. People gotta hate because they got nothing better to do with their lives, man. If this was a better world like our days in the 80s, well, even further, my days in the 70s, there would have been a lot more love, because we didn't get taught this much hate. Only later on. I don't know. It could be my own opinion. But that was a lot, man. You know, that's a lot to deal with. All of this negativity. I mean, you get all this negativity as soon as you pick up the phone and scroll down the pages, man. It's just ridiculous negativity every time you turn around, on Shorts, on TikTok, on YouTube. It's like nothing positive, bro. So I try to veer away from that and use AI and technology for something positive instead. Word. All right, then. Boom. I think I got it. It's just a matter of turning on the program. Skip that. Audio setup. Playback device. Recording device is the Scarlett. All right. I want to. Okay. That sounds good. Let the reading commence. And yeah, after I'm done, I'm going to be smoking a blunt to that song yet again this week. Damn right I am. But without further ado and further to do, like Carlito said on Carlito's Way, I. Greetings. Greetings. Welcome to Ralph Reads, brought to you by TURN, the United Ronin Networks. My name is Ralph Anthony Garcia, also known as R4. The legal, the loyal, regal, royal, Ronin Ralph, your master of ceremonies. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tune in. Wait. Please like, share, comment, join the channel starting at 99 cents per month for exclusive, members-only content. Let me read you a book today. Tell a friend to tune in to TURN, the United Ronin Networks. We are Ronin. On tonight's edition of Ralph Reads, we go well into the future for this quote-unquote cure for sci-fi as we go back to the divided states in rising depth, written by Phase 1 of the Renpet phenomenon, written by Jaja Medjay. We can do much worse if not. We could be doing so much worse if not for our very best. Let the reading commence. Chapter 3. Earlier, 8 a.m. Hurry up, heifer! With her less than flattering name for me, Josie's voice briskly seeps through our bedroom door, and me being me, I allowed myself to be pulled out of my meditation by it. My last Om that was having some degrees of success, ridding my bones of their frailty, broken mid-chant. It took me hours to get my body back in some reasonable working order for the day, and now it seemed all wasted. The aches are returning, hitting my knees first, then riding into my back. Someone, please! I need guidance! How do I manage my body the way it is now? Josie! Yeah, I'm yelling. Why control my anger? Because you'll strain your voice. Ow. A split second. That's how long it took for my entire body to smack my mind with the sensation of blocked oxygen. But I am still breathing. The entire room is flying right in front of me, along with the statue of Sakumtat resting on the altar. Trying to follow it with my eyes just to keep myself from spitting up only makes me dizzier. Josie! Josie! Come help me! Something is driving itself into the base of my neck, sending electrical jolts upwards, scraping at my skull. Darkness is coming no matter how hard I struggle to keep my lids open. No light, just darkness. Something that I have come to see as a close friend these past Wake up, Maffy! Wake up! Wake up, Maffy! Josie, please call. Josie, please stop calling out to me and quit patting my face. It's just about numb. It's a strain to push away that last pat, and even more of a struggle to look up at her. I feel disorientated being on her lap instead of my meditation cushion. Again? My voice is so meek and tired. Again. Worry fills her voice as she answers. Well, let's get your ass up now. She speaks exasperatedly. Doing a horrible job of concealing her concern. Without another word, Josie stands up too quick with me, and the things upsetting in my stomach now want to fly out of my mouth. She's still angry with me. She's still angry with me about more than one thing. Careful with me. Careful with me. Is it the only thing I can manage to get out my mouth without throwing up? It pisses me off that I'm not strong enough to do anything else but get dragged across the room by her. You need to see someone. A doctor? A priest? A what? I can't help breaking in viciously with my words, meaning to sting her. Oh, damn. Her hands are shaking underneath me while she turns up her face, letting me down gently on the couch. I really didn't mean to hurt her, but she keeps telling me the same thing. She knows none of these people can do anything for me. There's no illness in me. There's no spirit possessing my mind or soul, for that matter. The way she just switches up her demeanor and lays her hand tenderly on my face before looking deep into my eyes makes up for the uneasiness streaming off her body. Her big brown pools are penetrating me while her arms draw me into her chest. Everything in me wants that. Limply, my arms catch her waist. My fingers struggle to clasp together to latch onto her. There's literally no strength in my arms to hold her on my own. Sitting silently in each other's arms is calming. I sense my insides less on fire and my bones stronger, less brittle. Why? Maybe it's this old couch we both dragged here from up Metro, still comfortable as the day we were first together on it. Caught together on it. The day we were kicked out of my mother's house and forced to take that god-awful thing with us. I often wondered how God and awful were so easily fit together by Mom. But luckily for us, we had money saved up, and vacancy in down Metro was never an issue. When you have money. But those memories drift away with each beat of Josie's heart thumping welcomingly into my ear. Burying my face in her breasts feels like the only way I can get more healing from her. My attack is over, silently taking strength from her to continue to settle my bones. It's not the couch, It's me, taken from Josie. The comforting sigh leaves both our lips almost in unison. Thanks, Josie. I mean every word of it, warmly. I got you, boo, she bawls out with equal sentiment along with her enthusiasm. Come on, our food is getting cold. She's being kind of rough getting me to my feet now, literally dragging me down the hall. Can barely catch my breath. Thank goodness for the warmth we built into our apartment, gently caressing my body as we make our way to the kitchen. Everything in its walls and floors reach out to greet me. Our home. Coming into the kitchen, I am welcomed by my favorite early day sounds. The O channel, gently taking my ears captive. Our our window, pulsing out vivid projections as clear and juicy as the new upgrade could provide. The angle of its screen follows our position with program faithfulness, providing us with our own personal views. I can walk on my own now, Josie. You sure? Yes. Oh, these kitty slippers Josie got me are so warm inside. Are so warm inside. Got me shuffling over to my counter seat, all childlike. The weather report practically jerks me out of my little cute with me moment. Recent recent RP recent RP event claims 13 as CME causes minimal property damage to Nova City. Please report please report to your local DL please to your local DL auxiliary unit if you need to schedule a therapeutic session. If you need to schedule a therapeutic if you need to schedule a therapeutic session. Josie, are you hearing this? You noticed it? Maybe that RP event had something to do with my more than challenging time in the early rising and almost pulling sensation. Nah, my melanin was popping for a whole other reason. She would answer me that way. Today, today's temperature, today's temperature is 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Clear skies in Midtown and down Metro. And now for up Metro. Cloudy skies with patches of sun. Strong chance of thunderstorms. The announcement broke and returned to O. Damn, Josie let out, taking her seat. She's almost numb to hearing the RP. She's almost she's almost numb to hearing the RP vet report. As for me, I joyously climb into mine. I'm looking forward to the air cleansing rain to sweep through Novus. I turn my attention to my quinoa. The aroma has been steaming deliciously into my nose for the past few minutes. It's time to give thanks. Okay, need to slowly allow a bit of myself to extend into my fingertips and contact the food, its warmth and information calmly relay back up through my senses. Easy now. Just as slow. Bring my ancestors to mind, or else the connection will break up and I won't eat. I can't eat. All right, I got it. All right, got it. And I'm done. Ever since that Saturday about 3 weeks ago, it's been frustrating how my body will go into paralysis until I perform that ritual before eating. A ritual that I woke up knowing without anyone telling me. Mm-mm-mm. Those few hearty spoonfuls wiped away my daydreaming, bringing me back to my present. Okay, eating finally. I can't help this natural feeling of wanting to break into a little breakfast dance. I must look like a goddamn fool. Josie keeps cutting glances at me while sticking her knife and fork into a large chunk of breakfast sausage. I'm simultaneously stealing looks at her mid-drift with mild scorn across her face. She's now getting the piece and size of sausage she wants on her fork, shoving it all into her mouth. I love her, but she has no table manners whatsoever. The few chews she gives to each bite echo irritatingly into my ears, and my sensitivity literally has me hearing each of those partially bitten morsels struggle down her throat. Every gulp rings out so loud I feel it get lodged in my own throat, then forced down. I'm almost choking on my own food. Wait, something is not right. Why is my plate filled with cut up sausages? What's happening? Why am I being pulled? Why am I being pulled into her consciousness? She hasn't noticed. She hasn't noticed. She hasn't noticed. Bit by bit, I managed to pull myself free without without her finding out. It's like being glued to her senses, her experience. Ugh, my senses are starting to become my own again. Meanwhile, Josie is really working that last bit of syrup into a piece of pancake and sausage smooshed together on her fork, and her doing a little breakfast dance of her own. Yup, here we are, calming down from our passive aggressions, doing our own little dances, watching O, and running late. The sun is coming directly through the window. I don't need to check the clock on the wall. 8:30 a.m. Shit! It's crazy the way she jumps off the stool, kebabs another piece of pancake and sausage, and runs for the bedroom. Yeah, we're late. Josie needs to be at the restaurant in the next 30 minutes. It doesn't look like their head chef is going to be on time today. And me, I have to drop off some papers at school, go to directive living, then prepare for this evening's meeting. Rather than run about like a chicken without a head, I am going to continue to eat my food as if nothing else matters, savoring every bit of crunchy walnut and agave mixed into it. Josie can really throw that. Hurry up with the damn canal and get your clothes on. And get your clothes on. Josie hammers out, hopping on one leg, trying to put her foot through her pants leg. It's pronounced quinoa, and I'm already dressed. I swirl around in my chair and tug at my sweatsuit. I know that pisses her off. Heifer. It slips out from underneath her breath. She finally manages to get her pants on. Well, neither of us are going to, excuse me. Well, neither of us are going to wash our plates, Let me at least put them in the sink and squeeze some dish liquid on them. Let me at least put them in the sink and squeeze some dish liquid on them. I hardly want to get up from my seat, but at least my body, especially my bones, feel much better. Nah, girl, don't put on none of that fake so-called environmental safe shit on my plate, Josie says. Nah, girl, don't put none of that fake so-called environmentally safe shit on my plate, Josie says. You know better. Put the real liquid I brought on it. She's starting up her mess now, looking to beat me at getting ready through distraction. At getting ready through distraction. Yeah, well, who cares? I see you're ready now. Snapping back at Josie like that can lead to a long-winded battle. But this time, she just smugly zips up her jacket. Bundling up this puffy yellow bubble goose she brought for me last year, Josie can't see me sneaking glances at her, looking all rugged in the hugging black leather jacket I bought for her. Oh, the window! Wow. Never seen her sprint like that to the kitchen just to peer in and blink to snap the window down. What the fuck is up with her? Her dashing back through, then trying to quickly place her hand on the palm seal, got completely shut down when it didn't respond right away. Hurry up! We're late! I barked. We need to get a move on. The blank look on her face somehow froze everything around us. She broke that by slamming her hand against the seal. Nothing happened. Now she's just banging against it. Josie, what? What? Okay, I'm in for it. Block open. Block open. Phew! That's a relief. It opened just before things could pop off. Could you see yourself to moving out of the way? Josie's acting real funny right now, blocking me from the palm seal so I can't lock the door. I got it. I daintily placed my hand on the seal. She's giving me duck lips while I'm doing it. Block secured. As we rush down the corridor, I see all the usual squatters still huddled up the corners, their stale musk briefly making my eyes tear. We both ignore the faint shuffling sound of flight below us, flying down the stairs, avoiding the empty script bottles in our way. Oh shit, Mr. Jameson, where did he come from? Josie almost runs over him. We bastards! He wants to cuss at us and wave his cane, losing his balance while he's trying to air us out. Lucky for him, he's able to catch on to the banister just before he falls. Have a good day, Mr. Jameson, we say in unison. Without stopping, we go even faster, skipping more and more steps. 3, then 5 at a time, almost tripping, our shoes, her low heels, and my boots clacking out loud echoes through the stairwell. Great. We're in the lobby. We're able to bolt the door together. We're able to bolt out the door together just as someone comes in. Freaking palm seals slow people up. Come on, Maffey, move. The 9 a.m. will be there soon. Come on, Maffey, move. The 9 a.m. will be there soon. She's really got a good grip on my arm, pulling me along with her. My stomach is beginning to cramp up. With each step, my food swishes around. The little that is in there anyway. But I'm going to keep up with Josie. For goodness sake, I will. With the way things are going, her tongue was the last thing that needed to be lashing out at me. Okay, we're at the main overpass. I can catch my breath as we gently corral into the mass of people. Everyone who barreled into the station ends up being pressed body to body and forced to shuffle in slow. The next Up Metro Express arriving in 1 minute. People around us are clearing their eyes, some even using drops. We're lucky to live close to the stop before the junction. However, it was only good if you were going to Up Metro. But then again, no one left down Metro to go into Midtown much anyway, or maybe never at all. Get your chunking ready, one handler bellows as others chime in as they appear from their scattered booths, searching for anyone who will be double backing the eye scan. A moment of anxiety is hitting me. Damn! Okay, got to stop rubbing my eyes and just try to remember the last time they were chunked. Let's see. I've been going back and forth this whole weekend. You're okay? Okay. She could have asked first before peeling back my eyelid. Chunks are loaded onto a minute disc attached around the cornea, so how could she see to know anyway? You have about 8 more left. She really has me wondering. All right, Maffey, I can't take the suspicious look you're giving me. Remember the money that was supposed to go to my new uniform? Well, I spent it on a chunking upgrade. Josie, what? Never mind. I can wait another week or month. At least I can read both our chunking and get fair discounts. But her current uniform can't take any more hemming. It's bad enough that it was mandatory for everyone to have the disc surgically implanted, but to give into more procedures for the sake of comfort? Oh, Josie. Guess this will have to hold until later. The train's pulling in, screeching something terrible, tearing up the people's ears while throwing sparks out wildly. Down Metro folk have been known to have a high case of tinnitus and other hearing issues. Look at this now. People coughing all up and down the platform. Many of them just about to spit, knowing damn well they better not. The occasional track fires and lack of proper maintenance has caused more than its share of breathing problems. Their solution was to enforce strict laws on littering which neither protects or passenger which neither protects the passengers nor assumes responsibility for the results of their own actions. Nevertheless, we all line up impatiently at the markers, which are just far enough for people to avoid getting hit by the train, but close enough for them to breathe in tainted air, waiting for the doors to open. Prepare for scan. Everyone shuffles forward almost mindlessly, but still makes sure to keep their places in line. During these times, it was only natural for Josie and I to turn to one another and nod. Our way of letting each other know we are alert. I keep a watch on the people in front of me and shift side to side while we continue forward. Stay in the moment. Why the hell you nudge me like that? Josie's barking softly, turning up her face when she should just be picking up on my cue. Someone's about to try. Oh shit, it's this one in front of us, right? Someone's about to try. Oh shit, it's this one in front of us, right? She whispered. Where was she at in her head to whisper naively into my ear like that? Now you want to be less conspicuous? She's backing away from us. She's backing us away from them quietly. Yes, these two right here. They're going to do it. Why am I almost giggling this into her ear as I whisper? Yes, these two right here. They're going to do it. Why am I almost giggling this into her ear as I whisper? The folks around us are not as discreet. Look at how many of them slip out their cell phones. I can tell a lot of them are fumbling around, deleting files to make space. Others are rubbing their temples, deleting files from their iPlads. These two men in front of us, one tall and stout, the other slim and of medium height, both Euro, are beginning to make their move. By the looks of their clothing and their mannerisms, they are probably out-of-towners, maybe from out of the country. The stout one goes in first, immediately hugged tightly by his friend from behind. Nordic ET highly favored, I see you. Wagwan. Okay. Clumsily, the slim one tries to mirror his friend's steps, pressing his forehead to his partner's neck, trying to fit as close to him as possible. Double backing. Probably picked up from someone from up Metro. Probably dumber than the name given to it, and at the same time, the bravest thing to do on the Metro line. 90% of the time, it never works. We were about to see firsthand and up close the same mess we saw yesterday. Stand back! Josie almost knocks me down. Two freakishly huge handlers came charging through people, blasting curses inconsiderately into everyone's face before they're knocked out of the way. Without warning, one of them swings out a bulk of an arm at the smaller Euro, who almost passes out when he sees it before carrying his head, then body, off the train. He goes flying into the other handler's chest, sliding down and falling sloppily to the platform floor. His accomplice now decides to whip around quicker than the weight of his body can manage and clumsily throws his hands up. I'm sorry, we are from out of town. We were robbed and no money. He sobs, stumbling to speak properly, then turns his head to look down at his partner sprawled under a handler's boot. Please, please, we are from another country. We are from other country. We did not know. We did not know. Damn, as the last "oh" leaves his lips, the handler smacks him in the face. It goes from a swarthy complexion to beet red in seconds. Get your ass off the platform! The other handler speaks unsympathetically while dragging him by the collar. Who's this chick standing up? It's a young Euro lady looking angry as hell. You can't treat him like that. He's not from here, she pleads. Please, be rational. Strain is all up in her voice. Bitch, shut the fuck up and sit your fucking ass down before you mark yourself in Up Metro. He snaps at her harshly. Wasting no time, she slinks down into her seat, the look on her face now meek and helpless. I know that's right. It seems she knows his words, as cold as they are truthful. A bit of my heart goes out to her. Lately, the handlers were becoming brutal in their approach, disgruntled about their service contracts. It was all over the windows the past week. Their term contract of work did not pay them by the hour nor week. It was one lump sum locking them in work for a season, regardless if their funds were depleted. They must hate their job. Forced to expel anyone off the train, no matter age or their condition, must do something to their morality. And one day, after seeing one of them chewed out by their superiors, I knew they couldn't feel supported in any way. Excuse me. Excuse me. So I guess, yes, they abused their power. Some were also locked into Constellation 13. Maffy! Why is Josie tugging at my sleeve? Maffy, stop daydreaming. You may start pulling again. That warning made me nervous. I'm all right. Let's get in. I was doing my best to ignore the pin-sized hole in front of me that slowly closed. She doesn't notice, but is she referring to earlier or in general? As usual, the scanners noisily resetting abruptly blinded me, taking my stored credit. A little dazed, but none for worse, and like yesterday and days before, we find ourselves both rubbing our eyes and heading for seats to the back near the conductor. Josie's changing her demeanor quick, fitting into the role of an up metroer, slumping over a bit and letting her elbows rest on her thighs, tensing her cheeks and pushing a little attitude into her lips. And me, all I do is think of the qualities and protect that energy. For all the trips to Up Metro and waitressing at clubs. There was hardly a time when that attitude was not absorbed by me. Intentionally, intentionally, or unintentionally. But unlike Josie, I could never bring myself to hold my body that way. Oh, come on! Not now! Pain is creeping back up into my joints. I need more time to recover. I'm starting to drift, gravity pulling me down into the bubbliness of my coat. My into the bubbliness of my coat, my senses unfolding the world I see in front of me. Everybody is checking each other out and switching up how they sit and how their faces stand out. It will be a long ride before we reach. It will be a long. It will be a long ride before we reached up Metro. But people always treated the actual train ride like being there. So much tension, so much fear, with mixtures of defiance sit thick in the air, filling the car. Misty reds, blues of small electrical currents, aggressive air currents rubbing against my face, Due to necessary track work, this train will be going out of service. Attention all passengers, attention all passengers. Due to necessary track work, this train will be going out of service. I repeat, due to necessary track work, this train will be going out of service. Please get off at the next stop. Everyone, please leave the train. What the fuck? A big guy in a corrections uniform yells out. A big guy in a correction uniform yells out. At least that sudden outburst takes my focus off the things around me. Normally, when an angry person on a train causes a ruckus, it doesn't draw me in as much because I shield myself from their projections. That much I did learn how to do. Something about this guy isn't right. All that fidgeting with his duffel bag and whispering to himself. There's a bad aura about him. But the spirit about him is familiar. Ah! Nuts tying up in my stomach. Faint voices stirring in my head. Got to hide it from Josie. This is the last stop on this train. Everybody please leave the train. Please transfer for the connecting train. It's strange the way he rushes for the doors, hitting them with clenched hands, whipping his head towards everyone, then quickly turning it back to hide his face. Come on! Come on! Now banging on the windows incessantly. We are pulling into the stop. Folks are paying this guy no mind. The doors are starting to slide open, but not fast enough for him. He darts out, dragging his duffel bag behind him. From one side of the platform to the other, all of us passengers left the train. A rushing wave of people stopped short of crashing over into the tracks. My stomach's starting to settle along, as well as the aches in my joints, and that strange guy is elsewhere, away from me. Our connecting train lazily teeters into the station from side to side, as if it didn't really want to fill its body up with a pack of strangers. Groups of folks come just about cheek to cheek to one another, while others keep their distance with standoffish attitudes. Back and forth, different currents of soul pressure, the best way I could describe it, swirl about and sweep through the air. All of them brushing up against me the strongest of them seeking entry, insisting much more strongly than earlier. Insisting much more strongly than earlier. Josie's pulling me closer to her and placing a much needed kiss on my neck. It was at these times when I didn't mind our height difference. Her body wrapped around mine like a security blanket. Saints! Josie broke out when the door slid open. Josie broke out when the door slid open. Splitting up, pushing and nudging, we got the seats we wanted. And as usual, we took 2 seats in the back of the car next to the conductor. But we rudely dashed in front of a middle-aged couple who eyed them first. As soon as we sat down and let the packs off our backs, the couple scrunched up their faces at us while hugging the pole in front of them. We should give them our seats, I spoke softly to Josie so as not to be heard. Maffy, relax. You stand up for the entire ride when you should be sitting and watch how fast you'll be held by directive living. She said this with all sorts of seriousness, hunching over on my legs, now gripping the inside of my thigh firmly and graduating to stroking it. It feels good. Not that it turns me on or anything like that. It just feels good. I want her there, close to me, but I am sure that Josie was leading elsewhere with it, leaning slightly over to my neck, nibbling her way up to my ear, leaving gentle kisses all over my skin. Stop it, Josie. We're on a train, for goodness sake. Moving away from her lips like this probably pissed her off. Why should I? She says teasingly. No one cares what we do. Her guile is sweet and soft like her breath, breathing her last word onto my neck before her lips pressed against it. I'll just lay my hand on her cheek, let my fingers gently caress it, then pull away. Oh, damn! I did it now! The muscles in her face are tensing lightly against my palm. Whoa! We're beginning a ride through a rough patch of tracks. Maffy, The train jerks sharply and my arm flies up. I wind up slapping her by accident. It was loud enough for everyone on the train to hear, but not one head turned in our direction. Well, damn then. I guess actions still speak louder than words. Josie tries to mutter spitefully, but grins all the while. Typical. Why me? Oh, come on, Josie. Don't throw yourself back in the seat that way. You're still trying to maintain some swag in your disposition. Oh, Josie. I apologize, Josie. It was the train, and save it! Why is she carrying on and waving her hand all stiff, shooing me away? You need to stay focused about your appointment and avoiding Constellation 13. You're right, I agree. Brought back to the reality of being seriously focused about my appointment. Suddenly, all the busy chatter of people and the disturbing gear grinding noise of the train grows faint. Why did my ears just pop? What's this vacuum of silence closing in around my head? Nothing's giving off a sound. Can't panic. Don't panic. Everything is beginning to move through space softly. No sound attached. Oh no! I can't even hear the love dub of my heartbeat. I only feel it. Why can't I? I should. Wait, head is getting hot. It's in my neck now. What's this weird heat passing over me, passing down my legs, finally resting into my feet? Someone's watching me. Somewhere on the train, they're staring, or sending their attentions at me. Stop struggling to remain calm. Just search the train. It may just be nothing. Look for anyone whose glance or minor soul pressure matches up with the energy I'm receiving. There is one person, the man sitting at the far end in one of the side chairs. But he's not paying me any attention. It's not him. How about these other folk? Although it's still better to watch him from my peripheral vision, he seems uneasy in his seat, keeps moving about, sticking his arm in and out of the bars next to him. Finally, bit by bit, sound is returning to my ears. I can hear my heartbeat again. I'm doing my best to observe him without being noticed, especially by Josie. But our eyes still meet. For him, it was a passing glance. But for me, it's something different. Wherever our eyes connected in the space between us, tracked back into my chest and got my heart to pounding more than it already was. Oh geez. Cramping in my chest, getting tight, things and people becoming blurred shapes. Not now. Not here. I am going to pull. Before Josie sees me having another attack, got to silently perform a few breathing locks, lower my neck, engage my diaphragm, see the stillness of my sympathetic system, keep my neck from cranking down. Hey, Matthew. She's looking at me funny. My head's throbbing even more. Matthew? Her hands gripping mine so tight, she's almost breaking them. Again. Now the gentle taps of my pulse that I worked so hard for flip right back to a pounding, pouring into my head without restraint. What's with Josie's soul pressure? It's starting to get agitated. Matthew, oh shit! Her worry is messing with the pitch of her voice. The sound is stinging my eardrums. Can't stop my head from falling in between my legs. You! Things in my stomach riding up into my throat. Can hardly raise my head. Keep getting struck with lightheadedness, followed by gagging, forcing me back down between my knees. All I can do is stare at the floor and try to keep things down, while the thick and heavy wah, 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 wah sound washes around in my head. Images coming to mind, almost projecting right in front of me. A dark lit room, dump, and a drain. Josie's hand gliding smoothly across my back literally wiped away the beginnings of what was literally a hologram forming in front of me. Why did she have to include gentle strokes along my hips, though? Why did she have to include gentle strokes along my hips, though? Whatever's blocking up my tension in my upper chest and stomach is breaking up. The stagnant flow of energy, now released, rushed down into the rest of my body, flushing everything in its path. And the swaying of the train, along with Josie's caressing, is bringing my frequency back to normal. Normal. Matthew, her energy is coming off less distressed. Her soul pressure is still crackling out, but lower in frequency. I really thought you were going to pull right there. I really thought you were going to pull right here. I always meant to ask if all this has any effect on her. Josie! It feels like I'm yelling, but I am barely able to talk. She doesn't hear me. The train is hitting a stretch of noisy track. Josie! Damn, I'm sure to lose my voice, but at least she heard me. Yes, Matthew? Glad she is leaning over to me with her full attention. Is the food ordered? Is the food ordered? That came out timid, even though I want to be silent more than anything else. I really need to know that it's done. I really need to know that it's done. Yes, it is. Her answer was all that, and her soul pressure, her answer was all that, and her soul pressure is calm now. Good. I'm happy now. But what's with this strange-looking Euro springing up from his seat just when the sense of peace started to pass all through my body? Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for interrupting you this morning. 8:45 a.m. Okay. Sorry. Cord. Okay. Sadly, if we do not pump the brakes while we still can, then what's the plan? That was the third volume of Rising Depth on Ralph Reed's. I would like, or rather love, to thank you, queens and kings, fellow royalty, for stopping by. If you would like to leave a small donation or connect with me on social media, then go to www.solo.forward/RGMC www.solo.to/RGMC2407. Visit Cash App, PayPal, X, IG, Threads, YouTube, Facebook. Visit Cash App, PayPal, X, IG, Threads, YouTube, Facebook group, send a Gmail, all under the same handle, at RGMC2407. Follow my newest podcast, The Art of Bounce, available on Force Fed Digital via Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or Spotify. Subscribe to the Art of Bounce YouTube channel or join the United Ronin Networks for exclusive, uncensored versions of the Bounce Pod episodes and other members-only content. Folks, tell a friend. Folks, tell a friend to tune in to TURN, the United Ronin Networks. We are Ronin. Fellow royalty, pick up a good book, read a good story, and set your good self free. I appreciate you and I love you like cooked food. I will see you. I hope to see you folks on the next edition of this Jaja Med J miniseries on Ralph Reed's Either We Come Together or Be Lost Forever. Okay, let me lock this up. Save project, yes. Yes. All right, so we got 3. All right. Now, let me cool off for a hot minute. And folks, let's hang out for a second, all right? Let's not leave yet. Whoo! It gets hot in here, you know. All right, y'all, stick around. I'm going to want to record a Art of Bounce episode right off the top of the head. That's how I do in this special podcast I got going on, led by the Force Fed Digital Company. Yes, y'all. They literally came to me and said, listen, man, like, you really need to do this for us. I'm like, nah, you know, I'm too busy running my own channel. They like, nah, bro. You really got to, man. Like, all you gotta do is just rant and rave, whatever, and whatever you ever did doing your bouncing, man. Your feelings, whatever you feel, it's your show. Total creative control. Whatever you want to say, whoever you want to have on. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm writing a book. You know, maybe. Oh, well, maybe promote your book on the channel. I'm like, wow, so much insistence. Which led me to say, you know what? Fuck it. I'll do it. And season 1 started around Labor Day, and here we are 3 months later already. And, you know, we're about to do that thing and shit. Like, you know, hopefully I get to score another season. You know, so far we're still in season 1 and still doing our thing. Yeah, I think I want to talk about a particular club. I'm gonna do this. Don't worry. All right. You know what? Let me just yammer about it now. Pat Master, the place to be. Wagwan, big man. Just stopping by to say hello. Hope everything well with ya. Yeah, that's highly favored right there. Thank you for coming over, honey. And of course, Pat Masters in the house. We're chilling out. All right. Here we are, Thursday morning. Wow, this month's flying. Already November 16th. God damn. All right. Let me begin. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm about to record the Art of Bounce. Let's just do this. You know, I think back to all the places I ever worked at, man, and man, it's been a lot of them. Manhattan especially. I've worked plenty of places in Manhattan. This time, however, in Midtown. Yeah, we're gonna stay around Midtown. But this particular area, Hell's Kitchen. That's where we're going. Now, Hell's Kitchen has a special place in my heart, simply because when I was a homeless teenager running around the streets and got sick of sleeping on trains and eating out of garbage cans, I did that. I surely did. And I bear no bones. I definitely have no shame in saying so. But I was one of these homeless kids on the streets running around crazy in Midtown. I discovered a place called Covenant House down there. And trust me when I tell you, a lot of us wayward kids would definitely hold up in that place. You know, now you got the nerve to be a fucking condominium. Very insulting, man. I tell you, very insulting. I mean, where are these homeless kids now? Man, listen. I'll tell you what, though. Hell's Kitchen, though, again, special place in my heart, Port Authority and all that. Um, and, you know, in my days as a youth, running around in Hell's Kitchen, if I didn't do anything else, that's what you had to do. If you didn't have a home to go to, then hey, you could always hang out in Hell's Kitchen, or you can always ride a train up and down. My favorite thing to do was going up and down that A train from 207 all the way down to Far Rockaway. That's an easy 2.5 hours spent in somewhere safe, you know. Anyways, if you're lucky for it to be safe on that train that particular time, let me just say. But anyway, as we take that very train to 50th Street, we get off and we get out between 9th and 10th Avenues. Okay. Little place called Tasty. Now this goes back to, what year was that? I think it's about, I think it was 2009. Let's go with 2009, huh? And this was a place, Tasty, a gay bar. Okay, fine. I've worked many gay bars. Here in Hell's Kitchen especially, one of 3 that I ever worked at in Hell's Kitchen. And this is Tasty. Now outside Tasty's, we're right next to a pub, an Irish pub, right next to it, right directly next to it. Tasty is this little restaurant bar. Has a little outside seating in front of the place. Place ain't but so big though. It's not very huge at all. Just a door that leads you in. And as soon as you come in, the bar is right there to the left, going all the way down to the end of the place where there's like a little brick mortar wall and a brick mortar wall and a little window right next to that. And maybe some seating back there, what have you. Little path towards the bathroom, only one bathroom there. And place ain't but so big. Again, just like maybe a regular size Hell Kitchen bar. But it also was a restaurant, so you know, you had tables strewn about, and outside as well. There was a couple of tables for you to sit outside at, and you know, they serve food and what have you. You know, the regular American pastime meal, the burgers and fries, and you know, shakes and floats or whatever. Up in this nice little homosexual friendly place. If I, you know, gay friendly, up in this gay friendly place, you know. You saw their flags strewn about there too, strategically placed on each corner of the walls or whatever. Okay, that's what they do. Fine. Now, the owner was this Italian cat, real cool, man. Jersey boy type, you know what I'm saying? Real cool, thick accent like mine. So when we shooting the shit together and you know, we're talking, it's you know, very fun. I never had a bad word to say to the guy. He never had a bad word for me. We always did our thing together. We always got along. And me being the only bouncer working there was nobody else but me. And I I pulled off rocking a good year with them. It was maybe almost a year. Um, only reason, only reason why I didn't stick around is because the change in management. Now, at first, I was working there and they were paying good, $25 an hour. Back in 29, no, back in 2009, that was pretty damn good paper. $25 an hour, and I was working 6 hours. So I was getting a $1.50 every time I worked, and I was working 3 days, 4 days out the week. I was loving it in there. Even though, you know, there was always a flirty gay guy saying hello to me, which is fine. I don't hate that. You know, I do, however, give off that sense of respect. Like, please respect my space. Don't talk crazy to me, you know. Don't touch me any kind of way, you know. Then we'll be fine. We'll get along just fine. Now, for the most part, most of them are respectful, but there was always that little two or three that I had to deal with. Fine. But one of the takeaways I got from this place, especially deep at night, is when a, a bus is parked across the street. Now, for a couple of weeks, I'd see this go down and wonder, why is there a bus there? Why would there be a bus like clockwork, always there at a certain time? Like, I would look at my watch, oh, there it is at 2 a.m. again. And a couple of weekends down the line, I find out that this particular bus takes folks upstate. This is where folks try to visit their loved ones in prison can meet up to hop on that bus and go upstate. That particular bus right there. And I found it weird, like, okay, I guess it was a thing they've been doing for years. Somewhere where you can go and take a bus to wherever you gotta go. Okay. So, one weekend, these girls, these women, a couple of them had bonnets on their head, you know, they're not looking the very freshest. But, you know, like a good 5 of them came over across the street. And one of them wanted to use the bathroom. No, like 3 of them wanted to use the bathroom. And, okay, you know, I'm not a hard-on guy, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the type to say, oh, you can't use the bathroom here. Me, I like to deflect as opposed to affect. So instead of telling them no, I'd say, look, just show me your ID, no problem, all right? So, sure, I mean, they keep their IDs closely on their person, whipping them out, whether it's from their little bras or their little purses they might have had. Boom, ID in place. I see their ID, I'm checking their ID, over 21, fine. And a couple of them actually went to the bar and got themselves a couple Heinekens or whatever. Cool. cool, not a bad decision. So as the couple girls went to use the bathroom, one of them saw fit to come say hi to me. Hello, she'd say. And I'm like, hello to you. And apparently she must think I'm this handsome guy, you know what I'm saying? I mean, after all, I did come in suspenders, I had a funky tie, had a funky fedora, you know, and my suit on, you know. I was looking like gangster. Well, some people either call me a gangster or a pimp whenever I'm dressed in the suit, so fine. She must have thought I was really a gangster pimp right now. God, you smell good. And, you know, that was my thing. I made sure I wore the finest cologne. And she just happened to be up in my area, up in my space, smelling me, you know, coming closer to me. You are highly sexy, she'd say to me. And I'm like, wow, I can definitely return that sentiment to you, darling. Even though she had a whole bonnet on her head and wasn't the cutest thing, but you could tell, like, if she really wanted to, she could get dressed and get fresh. But I couldn't help but to be enveloped by her sexiness. And I can't lie, man, you know, being professional while going through this is kind of a challenge. So I got to keep my eyes open and my peripherals fresh and see what I'm doing and doing my job at the same time while trying to talk to this chick. Meanwhile, I see across the street that bus, you know what I'm saying, it's just idle there. And you could tell there's like movement in and out of it. And I'm paying attention to that, making sure everything on the street is okay. Okay, everything's cool. Um, inside though, inside the place, inside Tasty, everybody's hanging out. Everyone's behaving. This woman, though, she is really up in my space, loving the way I'm looking, I guess. And I can't lie, I was loving her vibe. She was making, you know, she was making the situation kind of pleasant. It was a little sexy situation. Um, but then suddenly she puts her hand on my trousers. Damn, boy, you holding, she said. And then I'm like, okay, thanks. Because to be honest, I did not know what the hell to do about that. Here she is, hand firmly on my joint. So I just stand there like, you know, are you impressed? You know what I'm saying? That looked like that. You know, I didn't ask her that, but my face sort of suggested it. And she's like, mm-hmm, nice. It's only right. And then she takes my hand and just, boom, puts it right on her snatch. Oh, hot ass. That shit was all wet, too. I'm like, damn. You know? So I let go real quick. I wasn't trying to keep my hand on there too long because, you know, folks might fuck around and change their mind at that very second, talking about, this nigga touched me. You know, I don't need none of that. But she was like, yo, take this number down. I needs to see you. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, wasn't this chick going to visit somebody upstate? You know. Meanwhile, her friends or, you know, her colleagues, whoever, come back from the bathroom. Now she's on her way to the bathroom. And the girls that, you know, came out originally, like there was 3 of them, end up leaving back outside the door. The one sipping on her Heineken was still at the bar sipping on her Heineken. And the girl who basically lovingly harassed me went down the stairs, went to the bathroom. Now, after tonight, you know, I'm thinking I'm working at paradise. Then one day, this, and you whenever you doing this job, you have to trust your seventh sense, as I love calling it. Most call it the sixth sense. I supersede that six and go right to the seventh sense, man. And whenever I feel my seventh sense nagging me, I best to listen. Now, this guy comes in, whole scowl on his fucking face, bald-headed fuck. You could tell he shaves his face to maintain whatever youth he thinks he has. I asked the guy for ID. He looks at me like I was supposed to ask him for shit, but in my demeanor, I was insistent and stood in front of him and made sure I did not budge until he showed me a piece of ID. So as I look at his ID, I see that he's a former cop or maybe a current cop, but he shows me a police ID. Sure, no problem. I let him in. He's like the way I felt watching this guy come in, like, who the fuck do you think you are, man? He's one of them types. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seeped off of him. And this fucking guy. I mean, you see him going to the bar. You see him talking to the owner. And I guess he knew the owner. The owner gives him a hug or whatever, and they handle their business in the back of the bar. Cool. Enter next weekend. All of my fabulous people coming in. The gay people, the straight people, everybody coming in looking to do a party. Good. Everybody loves partying here at Tasties. I mean, not a big place, but the people make it worthwhile. I gotta say, again, the happy, colorful folk are very respectful. They're not disrespectful. They don't bombard you with their antics, and I'm very, very glad that they were respectful with me. But it's not about them. It's about this fucking guy coming in through the door again. And, being that he came last week, I showed him the courtesy and let him waltz on in without asking for his ID. I got my seventh sense working. And my seventh sense tells me, let the guy in, no problem, but still keep that seventh sense nice and alert. Watch this guy. And, man, not for nothing, I see him jaw-jacking with the bartenders and jaw-jacking with the barkeep back there and jaw-jacking with the cooks in the back of the kitchen over there. I'm seeing him jaw-jacking with the folks in the kitchen. And I'm like, man, he's doing a whole lot of jaw-jacking for me. And lo and behold, and then the owner comes from the back, steps to me with this cat, and says to me, allow me to introduce you to the newest owner of Tasties. I'm like, okay, you the new owner. Yup, I'm the new owner, he says. I'm not even going to mention his name. I'll just call him the new owner. And mind you, I don't know what the fuck he's doing nowadays. Last I heard of him, he a DJ or whatever, some after hour nigga, whatever. Psh, dude, you know, like he always left a bad taste in my mouth. Pause. But that's just the way, you know how some people just rub you the wrong way just looking at them. Well, I couldn't stand looking at him. I couldn't stand him. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it real. He was on some shit like, all right, you're no longer working for 5 hours. You're now working for 8 hours, same salary. I was like, yeah, okay. This will be my last. This will be my last night working here. Okay. With that being said, I hope you find yourself a good bouncer that is gonna let you shit on him like that. Well, today you're getting paid the same. You're only getting paid $20 an hour as opposed to 25. I'm like, well, bruh, if you don't want me to walk out of here right now, you better keep my salary intact the way it is until you can find yourself somebody tomorrow. Do not let me walk out of here right now, because I will. And with that, he left me alone. But there was no way I was going to work for this cat for lower salary. Fuck that. Piece of shit. You should have seen what he did at the end of the night, man. At the end of the night, he bragging and boasting about his capoeira or whatever the fuck he does, right? Because that's his thing, you know. I think he's part Brazilian or Portuguese or whatever the fuck. And he loves to show off his capoeira moves and shit, looking like an asshole dancing a Brazilian fucking dance, right? And I'm looking at this stupid fuck. I'm like, man, I wish he really tried that with me, you know? But I kept my ego in check, and I'm watching this asshole really showing off his little Brazilian moves. And then the bartender girl says, I bet you I could beat you. Well, you want to test me? Then let's go. Now, I stepped to this bartender girl and says, do you really want to do this? Yeah, you know, fuck this guy. I'm going to show him out. Okay. You sure you don't want me to stop you right now and save you from making a bad decision? I'd ask her. She's like, man, move out my way. Okay. So there she is in her battle stance, and there he was in his old fucking capoeira bullshit. Next thing you know, they lock up, and suddenly he picks her up, sweeps her off her feet, and drops her directly on her fucking head. Bro, when I seen him do that, I went down and snatched him in a fiend to get him up off of her. While in the fiend position, you know, a rear naked choke, I lift him up, right? And I made sure we were both on our feet, and then I let him go like, that ain't cool, bro. That wasn't fucking cool, I says to him. And apparently he must have been either high off of cocaine or drunk off of some really nice fucking drinks to be fucking smiling at me and shit. Don't fucking smile at me. You just assaulted a fucking woman, bruh. You proud of yourself? Man, listen, I couldn't get out of there fast enough. Can I get my shit so I can get the fuck out of here? I uttered loudly, because I was just sick of being there already, right? The old owner, you know, was always kind and paid me on time, which he did this time again. But I was sad to see that this was going to be the last time I was going to be here, because there was no way, absolutely no fucking way I was going to work for this bald fucking asshole. Hell no. Fuck this guy. Man, what I wanted to do was give him a straight kick to his fucking head. And as big as his fucking head was, there was no way I was going to miss. Later, I went and got some napkin. Later, I got a wet towel and made sure I took care of the poor girl who was still on the ground, holding to her head, nearly crying. And there I was helping her out with the wet towel and helping her up on her feet. This fucking asshole didn't even have the common courtesy to lift up his victim off the floor after dropping her on the head like that, a son of a bitch. Oh my God. Please, God, please tell me you fucking hit him up. You fucking hit him with the karma he deserved after that, man. Please. Why is it that fucking assholes always get the fucking best, man? Damn. Maybe I should be a fucking asshole, and maybe I'll make more money than I ever did in my fucking life being a fucking asshole. Anyway, folks, you know how I get. I start the ranting and the raving. I think I better be quiet now. I think I said just about all I need to say about this place. Tasty. It was a short stint. Been there about a year, you know, but it was a short one. Because once this motherfucker came in, tried to take the reins of the bar, there was no fucking way I was staying there. So I guess it's safe to say this is the very last. It's safe to say this is the end of the tale of the Tasty Bar / restaurant. All right then. See you all in the next one. Now you see, folks, that's how I record. Let me put this down. Tasty. The original name of the place was called Flavors, and it was located, I think, on 9th Avenue between 48th and 47th or some shit. Nice little gay bar over at Hell's Kitchen. And as you can see, it wasn't really about the gay people this time. It was about this one fucking asshole. I swear to God, every time I turn around, Dirty Pink, you must know, you know. Hell's Kitchen, man, real cool place, bro. Real cool place, and I hate to say it, they will be the first ones to tell you, miss us with the propagandist bullshit. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. All right? Let me just say this. A lot of them would ask, whatever happened to just being gay? What's up with all this extra shit? In the next tale I tell about another gay club I worked at, I might delve deeper into that conversation. But until then, let's cool out, let's chill, let's relax, and let's hang out for a little bit more. Just a little bit. All right. Now, again, the way I record the Art of Bounce, which you just heard, you heard the meat of it. But after recording, the day that I start to edit it, I get on the mic again and say, you know, I do my little intro and then I do my little outro, and then I copy and paste this recording onto that, boom, and then edit it all together and create an episode. Now, I'm hoping that you guys listen to the podcast on whether it's Apple, whether it's Amazon or Spotify. Go there right now, y'all, and give me a 5-star rating, please. You know, any little bit helps, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to get canceled, you know. And, you know, again, you know, Force Fed Digital and the folks over there were like, look, man, we would love for you to be a part of us, and you know, we'll give you your own show, carte blanche, however long you want to do it. So I was like, look, can I get half hours out the deal? Because I have a whole lot of work, you know, running my own channel, and they were cool with that. You know, I wasn't going to drone on for an hour, you know what I mean? I wasn't going to do that to y'all. Now, I'll only drone on for an hour if I'm reading you a book, but that's about it. I'll drone on for about a good half hour. I recorded a good half hour, and then I gotta trim it down, edit out all the oohs and ahs and ums and heavy breathing, and then condense it, throw the intro, then the outro, condense all of that together, boom, and hopefully it'll come out to about 20, 21 minutes, maybe even 19 minutes in some cases, but never longer than 20. You know, I might change that in season 2 if I score a season 2, but until then, I'm enjoying the fact that I'm being heard in other places other than YouTube. You know, this will be my first time in all of my time podcasting, and I've been podcasting for almost 6 years. 6 years I've been doing it, and maybe a little time before that, as I was blogging or vlogging every day on Instagram, and I'll be on Facebook just yapping away. So, you know, it's been well over 6 years I've been doing this, and you know, for me to be heard on major platforms for the first time ever means the world to me. Here I am, 51 years old. Folks, that being said, it's never too late to realize your dreams, man. And here I am, I'm still working on mine, but they giving me a good platform to go for it, man. Hey, get your dream on. And they giving me carte blanche. Anything I want to do, cool. So I'm linking up with a whole lot of my former ex-partners and stuff, and hopefully you'll hear more voices on the Art of Bounce podcast, or Bounce Pod for short. And there's already an episode where I feature my brother. There's another episode where I feature 3 more brothers, where we discuss our basic 80-year reign as veterans in this industry. I'm gonna be, I found another old episode, another lost episode that I'm about to re-edit and bring to the masses in a couple weeks. So, you know, I'm trying to keep things moving here on my side of things, and it feels real good, man, to be used in this fashion. Because after all, if you can't be used, then you're useless. You know. So let me link this mic back up to its dormant state. Put its hood back on. 1 second, y'all. Alright. Put the mic back over here. Get back over here. Don't you fall down. Alright. Back up, here you go. Got on the low. How about that for a picture? Alright then. Again, folks, please follow me on The Art of Bounce on Apple, on Spotify, I'm on Amazon. Link up with me, please, man. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. You know, listen to an old man rant and rave, and, you know, let me take you on adventure. I got a few of them. I should have already like 13 episodes, 12 or 13 episodes on the podcast, and it'll be a weekly thing every Sunday at 5 a.m. New episode. And if you go to the Art of Bounce podcast on YouTube, join me there. Join me at the United Ronin Networks for uncensored versions of the Art of Bounce. Or you could go to the Art of Bounce standalone channel. Go over there and subscribe. I can use all the help I can right there, because I only got 31 subscribers. But again, I just started the channel a couple of months back, so of course it's gonna move a little slowly, but I could use all the help I could get from my people here, the Ronin gang, always tuning in. And again, you know, your help means the world. You know, when you can't even get people in your own family to do it for you, strangers be so quick to show the love, and I'm very appreciative for my folks. Please know that I am. All right? So join this channel, the United Ronin Networks, and get with the explicit versions of The Art of Bounce, as well as the explicit versions of Ralph Reed's episodes as well. Again, you know, if going to Spotify and Amazon, as well as Apple Podcasts, isn't your cup of tea, then YouTube has a standalone channel as well. Please go help a brother out. You know what I mean? Because I always want to bring you this fine programming each and every week. And you can always tune in to The Art of Bounce if I'm taking too long in delivering these Ralph Reed's episodes. You know, these Ralph Reed's episodes is also on its way to being finished. This last Sister Soldier episode I'm currently editing. Hey, I'm driving home. Just noticed. Hey, Dirty Pink. What's up with ya? Gratitude. Hi, Dirty Pink. I'm driving home and I just noticed. Hey, Dirty Pink. Welcome aboard, and I'm sorry that I shout you out so late. I'm over here busy running my mouth. But here I am, folks, telling y'all. Pat Masters, she says, what up, Dirty Pink? All right. Dirty Pink says, what up to Pat Master, and Pat Master is in a place to be. Thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. I know it's late, but, you know, nothing's more fun than smoking a blunt with your friends. I'm about to get my blunt on right now. I can on Amazon, but I don't have Apple. Okay, go to Amazon and give me a 5-star rating, please. Look for The Art of Bounce. It should show up just like that. The Art of Bounce podcast. Maybe write that wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. But I'm primarily on Apple. I'm primarily on Amazon. And I'm also primarily on Spotify. You can catch me on either one of those platforms. Now then. Y'all about to hear me cough crazily. So thank you for hanging out with me tonight. You know, sometimes it could be quite the chore dealing with the noise outside, you know, dealing with the misadventures of trying to get this put on. You know, sometimes the Wi-Fi want to act stupid and stop this in mid-broadcast. It's happened. And I'm very appreciative of those still sticking around and watching this little engine that could chug along. Now, admittedly, I do want to be that Japanese bullet train, and I can only do it with your help. Thanks. Pass it. The Art of Bounce podcast. Yes, folks, link up with me over there. I got a few stories to tell, all of my misadventures and adventures as an NYC bouncer. Sometimes I veer from the subject of bouncing and talk about mental health within these podcasts. You hear me, you will hear me rant. You will hear me rave. You will hear me speak my mind, especially from the top of the head, from inside my heart. Buenas noches a ti, igualmente. And, you know, I just hope you have some fun with it, man. You know, folks told me, hey, okay. You know, I hope you thought about writing about the pandemic and your experience through it. You know, it's funny. Yes, I have. But what I might do instead is include these tales within the podcast. Because I'm already doing it now. I'm already taking stories based that I put in my novel. Because I'm already currently writing a novel, but I had to stop and take a break from it because it was hurting too much, reliving a lot of those events. But then I was asked to do the podcast, and I'm like, wow, okay. So the little spare time I had writing my book, I'm doing this podcast now. So I'm doing a lot. And gracias, coughing. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Yeah, man. What more can I say other than that? I try to do a lot, and I've done a lot trying to find a way in to get my foot in the door somehow, And I've made it this far. I'm on Spotify, I'm on Amazon, and I'm on Apple, so that's saying something. And hopefully the next step would be Sirius XM, I don't know. Hopefully. Maybe somewhere down the line. Hopefully Netflix might pick me up. I can always keep dreaming. That's my thing. Hoping to keep doing this and keep doing what I love to do, as opposed to maybe we need to, especially with the gov. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The government. Jesus. That's an endless subject right there, right? The government. Deleting so much truth. Yeah, the truth is ugly. The truth doesn't work for some people anymore. It just doesn't, unfortunately. But here I am, speak my truth. You can always get the truth right here. Because I'm a truth seeker just like you. And you best believe I will not bullshit y'all at all. And with that being said, fellow sexy people, may I just say, stay sexy. It becomes you. And tell a friend to tell a friend about the United Ronin Networks on YouTube. Join me today and let me read you a book. And again, The Art of Bounce podcast. Follow me there and everywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts. I will see you next time on Ralph Reads Raw. Peace.